Hello, and welcome to the lesson on staining and sealing of the wood for your project. Staining is used to give the wood a vivid or rich color that accentuates with the style of the interior or exterior of your home. Staining alone will not protect the wood. This is why sealants will also be addressed in this lesson. This lesson will cover the popping technique, the different staining liquids you can use, the tools needed, the techniques used in staining application, the different sealants available, and the techniques used in the application of the sealants. Before we begin, ensure you have the tools needed for your staining and sealing stage. So for your project, you will need rubber or plastic gloves, your paint can opener, a white clean cloth, a paintbrush. Does not have to be a good quality, because really at the end of your staining or your sealing, you will basically be throwing this away. Steel wool. You see it's a very fine steel wool. Your choice of stain and the type of sealant you are going to use. And finally, you need an extra rag. You need a mixing tool because you do not want to shake any of your product. You don't want to shake your sealant or your stain. And an additional rag for popping of the grain of your wood. Next thing you want to do is take your clean rag and you're going to soak it, wring out the excess water, and then we're going to pop the grain of your wood. Go ahead and apply the water to the surface of your wood. Make sure you get all of the edges. And then let dry. Should be between 15 and 20 minutes. Make sure you do not do any staining or sealing projects in the sunlight. With your gloves on, open your stain. Grab a small white cloth rag for application. Fold or wrap the cloth in a way that you can easily manage and dip into the stain. Make sure when you are mixing the stain to use a stick to do so, not to shake it. Go ahead and dip your cloth. Make sure you don't soak it too much. And then apply your stain against the grain. If you want the color darker, wait for the stain to be dry and then apply another coat. Now that you've completed the staining process, we will move on to the sealing of the wood and protecting it from the elements. Now that you've completed the staining process, sealing the wood and protecting it from the elements is the next step. The tools you will need for this next phase are a paintbrush, your plastic or rubber gloves, a rag to wipe off the excess sealant, steel wool, the sealant you'll be using, and of course the paint can opener. Go ahead and open up your sealant. Be sure to give it a good mix with your whatever you are using to do so. Remember not to shake it because it will leave bubbles. Make sure all those chunks are gone and it's nice and smooth again. Make sure you use a brush that is not too expensive, something you're going to be willing to throw away. And go ahead and start your application. Be sure to only dip a little bit in at a time. You don't want to do too much. Back and forth strokes. You know it is dry once all of the white has become clear. Once you're done with the application, go ahead and wait for it to dry. Usually between 20 and 30 minutes. Once dry, use the steel wool lightly to smooth out your surface. Not a lot of pressure. This is just to create a smooth surface. Next, just wipe off the excess steel wool that came off. Then check for smoothness. If it's smooth and you're happy with it, go ahead and do another coat. Use the steel wool to smooth out again. For interior spaces, 2 coats will be enough. For exterior projects, go ahead and do more than 3. Just know that it will take you a lot longer for exterior wood projects. Thank you for attending the Staining and Sealing the Final Step lesson. Remember to utilize the popping technique for your wood so the stain can be absorbed deeper into the wood. Make sure to go with the direction of the wood grain when staining. And be sure to use steel wool to sand your sealant between coats and to ensure the wood has a smooth finish. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and come back to my website for more tips on preparing your wood project.